can't tell you what a privilege and honour and actually a great pleasure it's been to be the Member of Parliament for this constituency for the last 13 years. And you've got to be determined, if you want to be a good MP, to have some real achievements that are going to improve the lives of the people you represent. I feel the Labour government has achieved many things that have made a big difference to the ordinary families in my community. And I've been very proud to be part of the government that's achieved that. But I also know there's still a lot more to do. I think in Kate Green, who is Labour's new parliamentary candidate, we have that person, and she would make an outstanding Member of Parliament because Kate's got all of those things wrapped into one, really.
I think she makes a fantastic role model for the community with such enthusiasm and passion to make us feel proud of where we live. I think she's tackled major issues that especially the Asian young people, and what Kate has done, she's tried to build a trust between the Asian people and the police by arranging meetings, and this way the police is starting to understand the norms and values of the Asian community.
I've seen a lot of improvements in our local area. The hospital has been improved. We've got a nice sixth form college built onto Welliger Academy down there. It's a big improvement. We've got the Sure Start, which has been helpful everywhere, but I'm sure it's been very helpful in the deprived areas. And we need a local MP, one who lives round the corner, someone who will be not just a good parliamentarian, but a good constituency MP. And I think we've found her in Kate Green.
I've really enjoyed the chance I've had since I was selected to be the candidate in this constituency for the general election for Labour, of getting out and about and meeting so many people from so many different walks of life. I've been running charities for the last 10 years that have been about helping families and children. But I've always known that the real way that you make a difference is if you've got some political power and influence. People ask me what sort of experience I've got for being the Member of Parliament for this area. And I say, first of all, I think it's important that you know how to get things done in politics. And I've spent the last 10 years working at national level to make sure that I've had influence on politicians to bring in the policies and the legislation that can make things better for ordinary families. So I've been campaigning with politicians for the last 10 years for things like Sure Start, tax credits for families, winter fuel payments for older people, investment in schools and in healthcare. I can use all that experience I've had of campaigning and working with politicians to make a difference, I think, for people here. But the other thing I think I've got is that I come from an ordinary background. And my experience growing up in a community like this, growing up in a family where my parents put a special value on education, my experience of knowing how my family and my friends have worked for what they've got, but sometimes have needed some help to get on as well. Those roots, and my roots in this local community, as the basis of what I can do when I'm trying to change things and have influence at the national level too. We've got traditions of hard work and looking after our families and communities as at one end of the constituency in Partington, at the other end of the constituency in Old Trafford, at Urmston, Stretford, Davyhulme, Flixton in between. We've got a really proud tradition around industry and around jobs and in the Trafford Park area, where the traditional industries of 30 or 40 years ago are now being replaced with new businesses and new enterprise, and we've got some very ambitious businesses developing in our community here. And we've got a really great tradition here of different communities living, working, enjoying life together. This is a really special place, I think, in terms of the way that people can live together and get on. I want to see our older people looked after. I want to make sure that nobody in old age has to worry about how they're going to pay for care if they need it. And I want families to know that if family members fall sick, there are going to be great health services and great health care so that people have that peace of mind. It's about the community we live in, the neighbours we have, the way we can look after one another when people have problems or need a bit of support. It's about the schools and the services and the places we've got for our young people and our children to go to, the places that they can go to play and hang out with their friends. We've made things a lot better for a lot of people over the last 13 years with the Labour government. We've spent a lot of time and money and effort making sure that our public services, our schools, our healthcare, our police, our communities are brought up to the best standard that we can achieve. We've got some great people working in the professions in those areas, great teachers, great classroom assistants. We've got great nurses, new police officers and police community officers, people who are doing a really brilliant job to make lives better for everyone in our community here. Locally, you'll need a Member of Parliament who's very noisy and very hard-working and very determined to fight for the best for every family. I've got a track record of fighting. I've got a track record of getting things done. I hope when you go out to vote on the 6th of May and you go into the polling booth, you'll go in to cast your vote for Labour. Cast your vote for me. I'm Kate Green, your Labour Party candidate in Stretford and Urmston. I'm asking for your vote.
We both think, don't we, Kate? There's a lot at stake at this election. There's so much at risk. And that's why we need an outstanding person for this constituency. This constituency deserves an outstanding MP. And we've got one here in Kate Green. Please give Kate your vote. Let's return her as Member of Parliament for this constituency. And we know if we do, we'll have somebody fighting for us all the way.